Another brick fan here with a Lego architecture set. This is London, Great Britain. This is set 21034 and was released in January 2017. Has 468 pieces, no minifigures, and cost about $40 when it was released. The Skyline consists of the National Gallery of Art, Nelson's Column, which stands in front of the National Gallery, Big Ben, which is probably the most iconic London landmark. The London Eye is behind that, which is a very large Ferris wheel, which offers a lot of great views of London and the Thames River. And then finally, the Tower Bridge, which is often confused with London Bridge. Many people think, when they see this bridge, they think of London Bridge. And the Tower Bridge, it looks like, takes up about 2/3 of the total length of the model. Nelson's Column and the National Gallery are both located in Trafalgar Square, and there is a new set that came out from the architecture series of Trafalgar Square itself, which is a very nice detailed model. Nelson's Column is very high, almost 170 feet tall, and stands right in front of the National Gallery. The National Gallery, of course, hosts a tremendous amount of artwork that has been collected in the United Kingdom, and it was built purposely for them to show off their art collection. Big Ben is next to that, and that is the iconic clock tower that you hear about when talking about London. Of course, attached to the church there. I like the print they did for Big Ben for the clock tower. Looks really nice, and I think it was very clever how they built this little detail with these angled pieces here, which were traditionally used in a lot of space sets from what I remember. I think they turned out really nice, and I do like the building techniques and the clever use of pieces that they do in these architectural sets. The Tower Bridge, of course, is one of the biggest bridges in London, and is located near the Tower of London, which is the home of the Crown Jewels. It is a drawbridge, of course. You can see a little sailboat going in between the slightly open bridge there. I like the way they did the water with the clear tiles on top of black plates to give it kind of that water look. They put the tiles in various angles to ensure that you had the feel of water, so it provides a little bit of movement. Nice how they use these flexible pieces to provide the angles of the cables on the Tower Bridge. I like the little gold accents you see here. The use of these little tooth pieces give it some more texture and character. There's two different kinds. This is the one that is the right angle 1x1, and this is the straight 1x1 with this tooth on the top. Both looked really good. The Eye of London here is just clipped on, and they just use some of those flexible rod pieces and then a bunch of 1x1 with a clip, and then the clear 1x2 plates as well. Those are kind of tedious to put together and get spaced out, but I think they represent the cars that are part of the Eye of London. The center is done here with these round jumper pieces, which I think overall turns out really nicely and creates pretty good effect for this major attraction in London. Around the back, the Tower of London still looks pretty good. You can see some texturing there on Big Ben through the London Eye. You kind of lose sight of Nelson's Column, but I think you get a good look at the dome here that is used, that is part of the National Gallery. You get a lot of this Technic pieces that are used to build up the drive shaft or the center of the London Eye. As with most of these Skyline sets, that definitely has the camera-friendly angle from the front. I really like the use of this attic piece that goes into these other sloped pieces here to create this really nice right angle slope. I think that was very cleverly done there on the back of Big Ben here. Once again, I'm always happy with the building techniques that are used. If you look, also you can see some of these 1x1 headlight pieces used to create some window effects here, and then this 1x2 with the teeth on the tower bridge, making for a good effect there as well. Overall, a very nice display piece and a good representation of some of the major landmarks in London. I like the way they represented the London Eye, although it does wobble a little bit, and you kind of gotta work on it to get it in an exact right position where it looks good and round. Overall, still a good representation of the landmark. The tower bridge build there, it looks very nice to me, and I like the colors that they use to represent the bridge. A great display piece, and of course being aimed at an older adult collector market, I think the price is pretty fair, but if you compare the 468 pieces at $40, it's under that 10-cent per piece golden cost, but most of these pieces are very small, and it's not a huge substantial build, so it probably is a little bit more expensive than you would expect from a typical Lego set. But to me, the display value and the build techniques that are used make it well worth the money spent. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this architectural skyline. I'm going to get started on my next video. Until then, happy building. If you enjoyed my review, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. I've left a link up here to my architectural reviews playlist.